Right. So about today's rundown, after the brief introduction about today's section, and then we will have very honored today to have our colleagues today to share about their stories, their experience here with Red Cross. And also after all the sharing from them, and then we will have a little chit chat section to have a better understanding and to try to get more tips from them about how to really get into Hong Kong Red Cross, and also what exactly are the tips that we can prepare ourselves for this training program. And then we will have Bowie with us from the Human Resources Department to have a detailed introduction about the humanitarian training scheme. And then later on, we will have a Q&A and also the conclusion part to conclude the whole section today. So yeah, that's pretty much about today's section. Right, so without further ado, may I invite our first speaker today, who is actually also one of the graduates from our first humanitarian training program, Isaac, with us today. So Isaac, I think maybe we can try to pin the camera on him, and then I will hand over the time to Isaac.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Isaac Lau, a program executive in Youth Development Service of the Hong Kong Red Cross. I have worked in here for nearly 10 months. During the first 6 months, I worked as a humanitarian trainee in the YLD, which is the Youth Leadership Development Team. At that time, my major work is to assist in various activities to equip university students like you with humanitarian value and international perspective through different talks, sharing, and workshops. Not just local events, our team also conducts exchange program every year. We have a program called ISLP. ISLP is actually the short form for the International Humanitarian Service Leadership Program. In this program, we recruit university students, provide training to them, and finally let them fly to other countries or villages in mainland China to provide voluntary services to the people in need in there. Unfortunately, almost all kinds of face-to-face activities were cancelled during the time I was worked in YLD. So I didn't have much chance to involve in programs and activities which are held under normal conditions. However, in the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity. Our team think up a new online program which is called See You Soon. We put our activities online using Zoom, which is the app we are using now. And See You Soon includes a series of talk, sharing, and workshops. We found various speakers or guests with different professions. We had nurses, psychological first aiders, volunteers with experience of overseas services, and representatives from other NGOs in Hong Kong. In the time I assisting in or even in charge in this event, I learned how to conduct a program from 0 to 1, and the sharing from different speakers were also inspiring to me. I do learn many things and got many chances. So that's the first 6 months I worked in the Hong Kong Red Cross, and I think it was very fruitful. And after the training scheme, I joined another team in the Youth Development Services, which is the junior unit team. I think you may know that the Hong Kong Red Cross has uniform groups in primary and secondary schools. And my major service targets are those uniform groups members. In this team, my job is to manage a program called Student Health Ambassador Program. We usually just call it SHAP. In the SHAP, we provide training workshops about health check, first aid, disaster preparedness, and mental health to our school health ambassadors, also the materials they need. After that, these ambassadors will provide health check service in their own school and promote health information to their schoolmates or even the teachers. Actually, this is a great challenge to me because there are around 150 schools joining this program every year. This is really challenging to arrange trainings and deliver the materials to schools because we have just too many participants. To run the program smoothly, a comprehensive plan must be made, and first, I improved my planning and organizing skills when doing this job. And so that's the end of my sharing. Now I think it's the time for my another two colleagues to share their story in the Hong Kong Red Cross.
All right, thank you, Isaac. So I can tell that it's a very challenging experience even during the trainee program, right? Because you actually mentioned that it's actually a tough time during COVID time. So you have to change all the plan because back then when you're working in the youth development services, you mainly in charge of the overseas service tours, right? And then you will have to change your plan right away to an online version. And also after you actually graduate from the trainee program and then you join us again, very honored to have you back. And then you actually work in another team, right? And then you also mentioned that in that team, you actually provide a lot of talks and trainings, workshops to secondary schools, and then a very different aspect, right? And then you actually mentioned also you improve a lot on planning and organization skills, right? So very challenging and crucial experience, I can tell from this short period of time, a lot of growth during this period, right? Okay, so I hope you all can get a lot of tips from Isaac, like how exactly he planned over the talks and how to arrange different materials to school later. All right, so now maybe I will hand over the time to Jamie, who is from International Relief Service. She is our program coordinator to share about her experience in the international field. All right, and Jamie, please.
So hello everyone, this is Jamie, and really nice to have you all today and to share and also discuss our experiences together. So I work for the Overseas Disaster Recovery and Resilience Service, particularly in mainland China and also Nepal. So we say that after a disaster strikes, apart from providing immediate relief support, we also observe the long-term needs of the communities, support them to recover from disasters, enhance the community resilience, and also to build the capacities for them to prepare for the next disasters. So we call it the disaster management cycle, from relief to recovery and also the long-term development. And I'm now working on the later part, which is the longer-term recovery and resilience service. So to share my experience in Hong Kong Red Cross, when I first entered Hong Kong Red Cross, I was actually stationing in Chengdu, a city in mainland China, for around 1.5 years. So at that time, I had frequent travel to the field, visiting project sites, having meetings with local governments, conducting trainings with the communities and local partners, etc. And after that period, I came back to Hong Kong and managed the projects more remotely, but also with field trips regularly, like once per month or 2 months, of course, before the COVID. So actually, we manage our projects mainly with our local Red Cross partners, who are the major parties to implement the projects in the field. And as Hong Kong Red Cross, our role is somehow a mix of donor and also a facilitator. So we uphold the principle of accountability, manage and monitor the projects, And at the same time, we also facilitate for innovations and improvement in the service. And in the project, we also take a community participation approach because I think many of you will also wonder actually how we design our projects and how to execute. So we also engage our communities through the project cycle, like we can form a community unit and the representatives will then assess the community needs and plan and execute the projects with us together. And I think some of you may also want to ask actually how Red Cross is different with other NGOs or organizations. And this is exactly the question I had when I was having my first interview here. So I still remember the moment that I asked this question to the HR colleague by that time. And the colleague shared with me that Red Cross has 7 principles, including impartiality and neutrality. And all our service based on needs, but not based on like religions, race, and political stance, etc. So these principles are what I truly believe in and also keep on guiding my work till today. And I think another important point for me that I learned about Red Cross is that as a member in the global Red Cross movement, we have many collaborations and networks with the International Red Cross and also different national societies in different countries. And so we have many resources to support our service development, as well as my personal learning opportunities. So apart from many online resources and trainings, I personally have also attended a training in Philippines and also conference meetings in Indonesia before. I think that summarized my experience in Hong Kong Red Cross here.
Yeah, thank you, Jamie. So a very fruitful experience again here with Hong Kong Red Cross. And I can tell that not only about your experience in the work and also the network that you're exposed to, but also I can see the passion in you. Like you truly agree with the values and principles that Red Cross trying to, we are devoted to promote about humanity, about the principles, neutrality, like that we are not based on races and also other political stance, but we truly just based on the needs that we try to serve one another and our community. So thank you, Jamie, for a very inspiring sharing. Right, so our next speaker will be our colleagues from the Human Resources Department. So apart from all the frontline experience, I think for Bowie, he will share more about how these values and principles impact on him in terms of the human resources perspective, how he actually apply this on capacity building. Yep. All right. So now I'll hand over the time to Bowie.
Sure.
Yep,
thank you,
Bowie,
Carmen.
please.
Hi, everyone. I'm Bowie, an assistant manager in Human Resources Office. While the department helps to manage the payroll, benefits of staff, as well as other duties like recruitment, together with my manager and teammate, my team, talent management, mainly helps to coordinate and organize different agency-wide training, as well as various staff wellness activities. Human capital may be the most important asset to any agency or company. It is our duty to provide opportunities for our staff to improve and be a better version of themselves. I graduated in a foreign country and I stayed there several years to gain more working experience. I still remember that the difficulties, maybe in terms of language barrier, when I first got there and first joined into the workforce. Not that I don't speak their language, but it was not my mother tongue. And I was not familiar with the culture. But luckily, I find myself joined a very welcoming NGO as my first job. I'm sure it was an important and right decision to my career. After coming back to Hong Kong, I worked in both NGO and commercial sector at different times and decided to join Hong Kong Red Cross at the beginning of this COVID period. Before I joined, same as many people, I only knew about the blood donation service and the international relief services. But afterwards, I realized that there is actually much more services Hong Kong Red Cross is providing. Instead of a dull and old-fashioned agency with age, it is actually a very dynamic and energetic one. The internal communication among staff is strong, while the agency reacts to social needs in fresh. I can assure you that you won't find many NGOs like this, not even in the commercial. I'm proud to be one of the staff here, and the feeling grows by time. The most memorable thing to me during my time here is the passion of the staff at their work. It is more than a work to them, but with a reason and meaning. Aims to reduce the suffering of the low resources population. Even though they are all very busy with their tasks, all of them are still very friendly and supportive. The passion to help are strong both externally and internally. You will also share the same feeling if you join and work with us. Very different from the staff in other companies. The longer I work here, the more I value my works. As a training staff in an agency, nothing happier than to see staff from general to management all see continuous learning as a great deal. We have different kinds of training workshops for different levels of staff every quarter. The agency aims to improve herself with staff. You will find yourself full of learning opportunities here. It is just a matter if you would like to get a hold of the chances. Hong Kong Red Cross emphasizes much on collaboration. During my work here, I communicate and work with staff from many different departments. This gives me chances to learn from many others. I'm sure it is important for us to have self-reflection and adopting the smart practice from others to improve oneself. And this is especially important to fresh grads like you. Oh, one more thing. As one of the coordinator of the scheme last year, I had a lot of chances to work with the previous trainee like Isaac. They all gave very positive feedback to the scheme as well as the agency. Many of them tried to apply for the different positions in the agency after the scheme and would like to continue to work with us. So please don't let your chance slip through your fingers. Take action now. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Bowie. All right, yeah, I hope you all, after all the sharing, you can have a better understanding of our work environment and also the values and principles that we are trying to advocate for. Right, so now we will have a little chit chat section. And actually, Isaac just mentioned about how you deal with COVID during your, your time here. Even in the trainee program. And maybe for Jamie and also Bowie, can you share more about how, what are the changes that you experience in your work during COVID? And also how do you think that changes actually impact you? Right. Feel free to take it.
I can start first.
Okay.
Since the beginning of this COVID period, many of the face-to-face services have to be put on hold.
Yeah.
But much of the works here in Hong Kong Red Cross changed and adopted as how it has to be.
Mm-hmm.
Service got delivered to the home of the clients. Meetings and workshops here went online and even hybrid mode at some times.
Mm-hmm.
While the direct service staff keep their promise to our clients, we, the supporting departments and the teams keep our promises to our staff. For sure, there are many difficulties during the adopting process, but we also advanced ourselves. Opportunities lie in risk, and I think people of Hong Kong Red Cross manage risks very well to make use of the opportunities.
Mm-hmm. So maybe I can share a little bit more about the service aspect. For myself, because I'm like responsible for overseas service. But of course, before COVID, we can have regular field trips. But after COVID, we due to travel restrictions, we can't travel as much as before. So we have to adopt to a mode of remote management, like turning our management to having tons of Zoom meetings, many video calls, and receiving a lot more reports and photos for our management and accountability. And this is for the overseas service side. And for the local service side, maybe we can also share a little bit, because I still remember that last year, like in the early 2020, just after the COVID breaks out, because the whole agency is actually facing difficulty in implementing our regular service like before, but also observed that the outstanding needs in the communities. And so by that time, I also was a member to support the agency to have a rapid recovery assessment. And afterwards, our agency also launched an integrated recovery plan in order to respond to the outstanding needs of the communities.
Yeah. And also, Isaac, do you have any more to share about changes and how you adapt to this in COVID, during COVID?
Of course, the COVID-19 affects my work in the Hong Kong Red Cross. Just like I said during my sharing, when I joined the HKRC as a trainee, most of the face-to-face activities were cancelled. And that's why we have the Zoom program. And besides another program I'm involving, the SHAP is also affected by COVID-19. Students cannot go to school, and so the extracurricular activities is also stopped. Our ambassadors cannot come to our training workshops and provide service to the schoolmates. Therefore, we put our training online just like the way we did before. And moreover, there are new annual themes for the SHAP due to the COVID-19. Actually, disaster preparedness and mental health are the new themes added into the SHAP, targeting the needs of the students under COVID-19.
So it's really not easy to, adapt to the changes, right? Yeah. So I'm glad that we all, overcome this and we all learn a lot how to adapt to a lot of uncertainty. And I'm sure that there will be a lot of more uncertainty upcoming, right? So I think it's a great lesson for us to learn. All right. So relating to these questions, I guess you all will be curious about like what are the tips or how we can, better prepare ourselves to, actually apply for this program, especially whether to assessing, am I a suitable candidate for this trainee program? And also like any advice if I eventually, fortunately that we are, able to join Hong Kong Red Cross. Do you have any tips for us, for our students and potential candidates here?
So maybe I can share a few words first. For me, because I think for the service colleagues, we focus more on not only the skill set or the knowledge of whether a student is capable, we also focus more on his or her passion and her eagerness to learn. Because I think that in the humanitarian field, the humanitarians are evolving very rapidly. And so we have to adapt very flexibly and also change our mindset, keep on reviewing whether our service is suitable for the beneficiaries. And so the eagerness to learn and also the passion itself is really important. Yeah.
I very agree with you. I think when you come to the interviews, you should better know about our values, our services, and being sensitive to the social issues and the needs. These are important points. And for your personality, I think if you are a more proactive person, willing to help, welcome challenges, that will be also very good.
What about you, Isaac? As a graduate from the trainee program last year.
I'm not sure my suggestion is useful or not to you, but I do have a few suggestions to you. There are three things that you can prepare yourself first if you are interested in working for the HKRC. The first thing I think is learn more. You need to be familiar with our works, and you can actually just click into the website of Hong Kong RC and you can know what services we are providing, and that's the easiest way to do so. And if you finally join us, you still have to learn from your colleagues, of course. And the second thing I think is you need to think more and use your fresh mind more to just say that if you have any interesting or amazing idea, and that can bring up the discussion in your team and you can brainstorm with your colleagues, and finally maybe a good program can be made. And the last thing I think is you need to talk more in the Hong Kong RC. The most of the time you are not doing your work on your own, so you have to discuss with your teammates, and sometimes you might face difficulties, and I think you can just say it and ask for help and don't be shy, because the colleagues will help you because we are a team.
Thank you.
There's one more thing I want to say. After knowing what are our services and our values, I think many of our applicants have their own knowledge, skills, and experience. Try to think of how to make good use of your experience, knowledge, and skills to see how you can contribute in our services. So have thoughts in yourselves first, and then when you comes to interview, you can share with us.
Yeah, so I think what they are trying to say is that the integration, like not only that you are keen to learn, and also you are keen to, reflect, and also learning from the experience, from the social issues, and also how to integrate and apply your knowledge into the services, into the work, and also hopefully you all can enjoy a growth process in this training program, right? So I think pretty much about the tips for our candidates, potential candidates here today. And now I think I can hand over the time to Bowie again to have the introduction about the humanitarian trainee scheme.
Sure, no problem. Let me switch to the right PowerPoint first. Okay, it should be on the screen now. Okay. Okay, so, what about the trainee scheme? Since 2019, Hong Kong has been experiencing different difficult situations. The populations of youth is one of the major impacted groups. Hong Kong Red Cross would like to provide help to youth from various angles under its integrated recovery plan. Humanitarian trainee scheme as part of the plan aims to enhance the confidence of youth people in their future career and planning, as well as the application of humanitarian values in daily life. The scheme started in 2020, and it is now the second year. Okay, we would provide 10 vacancies for local university graduates to apply. The employment period will be between September 2021 and March 2022, 6 months in total. The monthly salary will be 15,000. Okay, here we come the major part of this presentation. These 10 vacancies are divided into 3 streams for you to prioritize your preference. The third stream, psychological support and healthcare service stream. All these 4 positions are about care services, targeting different populations. The jobs are mostly aimed to assist the community to recover from disasters and difficult circumstances, targeting different groups, including students and elderlies. The trainee positions of community resilience also works related to increase the resilience of the community on handling disasters like COVID-19. You will work on different exhibitions and projects and targeting the high-risk group. The trainee position of community health education project works on community health promotion programs, which includes health talks, first aid workshops, health check. This trainee will also help to draft newsletters and develop education materials. The trainee programs of the Tech Education Rental Service works on the elderly service with application of the German technology in home care setting, including products, educations, videos, design equipments, leaflet, and assist in workshop. In general, the things that you will learn mainly in this stream is on the project management, organization skills, people management skills, and with the understanding of Red Cross movement and principle of humanitarian services. Okay, now we can move on to the second stream, youth and humanitarian education. As you can see, the first position will be about humanitarian education. And you may work for the Warsaw 19 International Humanitarian Law Education Program, which is about some humanitarian education activities. And for the trainee positions of junior unit, helps to develop and execute a new leadership training program, Red Cross Junior Unit Development. The trainee positions of the youth leadership development provides assistance in various university-based programs and Red Cross youth dissemination to promote humanitarian values and education. The learning in this stream mainly focuses on the presentation and public speaking, program planning and management, interpersonal skills, and also the humanitarian values and principles. Lastly, the capacity building and promotion stream. The training positions of the volunteer development service assist in designing and promoting volunteer engagement activities and capacity building materials. The training positions of talent management provide supports to a wide range of different training program and engagement activities. And the last, the trainee positions of the media team assist to organize media events, signature events, and other press conference. Your learning in this stream may focus on project management, community skills, stakeholder management. Okay. So we will now move on to the learning opportunities. Although each stream has its own focus and things to learn on job, the scheme also provides lots of learning opportunities to the group of trainees as a whole. As you can see, there are 4 main areas. Staff orientation, which includes Red Cross movement. Learning program, which include the work competency training and service sharing. Buddy program, in which you will pair up with a buddy for your personal and professional development. Feedback for growth. You will receive feedback to keep track of learning progress. We would then like to show you some memorable moments from the trainee of last year. As you can see, these are all lots of different events and programs. They helped to design and organize. All of them received very positive feedbacks. All the trainees found this working experience was so inspirational and changed them a lot. So if you find yourself the right person, come and join us. We are looking for students, young people who are interested in humanitarian sectors and passionate in social service. The fresh graduate in 2021 in any discipline with a bachelor degree, associate degree, and advanced diploma are welcomed. And we would appreciate if you are responsible, mature, creative, and able to work independently. And at the same time, as a good team player, you will be our perfect choice. You should be also good in writing and spoken English or Chinese, proficiency in Microsoft and Google related applications. While knowledge in graphics design and or video production will also be an advantage. Okay, now we will talk about the timeline. If you find yourself as the right person, take action now. It is going to be the end of the application period. Try to submit your application by the 8th of August. Shortlisted applicants will be contacted for the written test and interviews. The training will start their first day on the 6th of September. I know this is quite a lot of information. Let's see if you have any questions for us first.
All right, so if anyone have any questions, please feel free to turn on your camera and microphone to ask your questions, or feel free to type in the chat room as well.
Any questions? Oh, seems like there's one student who would like to raise questions, but you may have to unmute yourself first.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, this is Judy. Thank you so much. And so glad to know that for the those humanitarian service about. And also, I'm really sorry I attend late because of some technical problem.
Okay.
I have a question that I'm so interested about for those August 18 have a one humanitarian training. So we have to fill up the form from the online.
Yes, there is an application form that you can download and then fill it up. And together with your CV and application letter, you can email to us and we will shortlist the right applicants and offer the written test and interview opportunities.
All right, thank you so much for the reply. And I have another question.
Sure.
The question I forgot. I have a question with the Jamai.
Jamie, yeah.
Jamai. Right. Well, thank you so much. You have been already in the Nepal. I'm born in Hong Kong, but I'm from Nepalese. Then I have a question that when you went to the Nepal, so I know that when we help for the needy peoples, that for the no need to learn, no need to understand for the language. Sometimes it's body language also enough, but I want to know from you this: do you have you found very difficult in the Nepal?
For my experience in Nepal, actually, I just responsible for the Nepal projects after the COVID. So actually, I still don't have a chance to visit Nepal in the site. But actually, our projects do not implement with Nepal Red Cross directly, but also through International Red Cross. So I mainly can also communicate with them in English. So I don't need to learn Nepali myself. So yeah.
I see. Thank you so much. So I have seen in the Red Cross, means I've seen some video about for the Red Cross. I'm also trying to find for the opportunity how to I can take a training about for the Red Cross. Yes, so yeah, so finally I got it. But I think not only me in Hong Kong, there is a many South Asians who is looking for this training. Then today I know that for the today I noticed that for the also the target group is the youth. So I'm working also one of the district councillor until August 11 as a community coordinator. So after August 11, I'm free. So also I want to be a part of your society to help recruit the youth, especially for the different South Asian. I think some of them, they are lack of information about for this service. If they know, then I think I can help. I can help on that side also to recruit the people also.
That would be great. Thank you for your promotion. Right. Okay, so I can see one more questions in the chat room. It's from Suman. It's about the written test. Can you provide more information about the written test, like what we can prepare for that? So I think maybe Bowie can help answer with that question.
Oh, the written test. After receiving your applications, we will shortlist some right applicants, and then we will share written test materials online to you, and then you can take the written test and send it back to us. And with your results on the written test and the performance in the interview, we will then find the suitable candidates for our final interview.
Hi, this is Angela, and I would like to give a bit more tips in terms of the question we have just received. Excuse me. Okay. I understand Suman would like to know more about tips, how you can prepare for the written test. Actually, it's not the right time for us to tell too much, but you can imagine it will be something like your views or your inspirations, how you would like to join the career in the humanitarian services, some recent social topics you'd like to share with us, and also some career inspirations you would like to share with us about the humanitarian trainee program. Right.
All right, thank you, Angela, for the supplement. Okay, so I can also see one questions about the deadline of the application. Thank you, Tosi, for that questions. So yeah, actually, Bowie also replied in the chat room. For those in case you cannot see the chat, maybe I can repeat again verbally here. So the deadline now is actually extended to the 8th of August. So you still have some time to consider and prepare yourself for that. And I hope that it's sufficient for you to prepare for your application. Right.
And hello, this is Tracy here, and I would like to ask a question about the application, because I saw the poster. I saw the poster, and you said that at the application you should apply it by the formats of videos, stories, or letters. So I have the question about what kind of contents would you prefer for the application?
All right. Thank you. Good question. Thank you for the questions. So maybe I can let Angela. Actually, Angela is our human resources manager. So maybe Angela will have a better explanation on this.
Thank you. Yeah, we treasure the creativity from our youth, and that's why we try to make it more creative, not only in terms of the paper format, to just fill in the application form or send us the CV. And we welcome all kinds of submissions, including those social media, video. We did receive some cartoon drawing last year, but we have to let you know that all kinds of submission format are welcome. If you prefer to have paper format, is totally fine. Right. Thank you.
Can we answer your questions?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for your answer.
Thank you. So, any more questions about the application and also the trainee program? Right. So I guess that's pretty sufficient for today about all the sharing and also the whole training program. Yep. All right. Thank you, Bowie. So apply now. It's time to take your action. So if you are interested for this training program, do feel free to scan this QR code or just simply go on our website, Hong Kong Red Cross. Just Google it or type www.hongkongredcross.org.hk, and then you will find our application form there. And then from there, you can prepare your resume and also a self-introduction, etc., etc. And remember, the deadline will be the 8th of August. So take your time and be, on time, submit your application. Right. So after all, I hope you all enjoy our sharing and also all the information. And yeah, for any questions, do feel free to, email us or even WhatsApp to the number shown here. And last but not least, it will be your evaluation. We value your feedback a lot. So please scan this QR code. And also, I think we can provide the short link here for you to, just click on the link to fill in the form. Yep, here you can see in the chat room, it would be the link to the evaluations form.
Yes, I got it.
Great, thank you. Oh yeah, so while you're filling in the evaluation, I would like to take this opportunity, take this time to thank you once again for the speakers, Bowie, Jamie, and Isaac here today to share about their experience here. And also thank you all for joining us today. All right, so if any questions, please don't hesitate, just email us, or we still have some time left. So please feel free to type in the chat room and also, turn on your mic to simply ask your questions. And if you are done with the evaluation, yeah, just thank you for your, participation today, and you can feel free to leave and end this meeting. Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And I hope to see you all soon in the interview.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. See
Okay,
ya.
bye. See you all later.
Yeah, see ya. Hope to see you all soon.